With a growing older population, there is a challenge to ensure that older people stay fitter and healthier for longer. Researchers at Glasgow Caledonian University are developing new ways to monitor the well-being of the older community, including the Fitness MOT.
Hello, my name's Dawn Skelton and I want to introduce to you our paper, The Appeal of the Functional Fitness MOT to Older Adults and Health Professionals in an Outpatient Setting, a Mixed Methods Feasibility Study. So as you've heard, the MOT was originally developed in order to raise awareness of physical activity guidelines. In 2011, there was the inclusion of strength and balance activities at least twice a week to support the health of older people and help reduce falls. Older people are very unlikely, unfortunately, to reach the physical activity guidelines and often just need a little bit of motivation and support. Physiotherapists are tasked with helping to increase the physical activity of the clients they work with, and we were approached by Edinburgh Physiotherapy Service to see whether or not we could bring the MOT into the outpatient musculoskeletal service and see whether older adults liked it, whether they felt they learnt from it, and more importantly, what the service felt about the inclusion of the MOT within a service. So this was a mixed method study where we looked at interviews of the people that took part, but also looked at some outcome measures to see whether or not we changed behaviour.
Test their function, which are things that they need for everyday life to stay independent, which obviously is really important. So the tests are not too onerous, they're also quite good fun.
We engage with older people to appreciate the need to stay active and all the components of fitness they need to do that. So the difference between strength, balance, flexibility, endurance, and the different ways that you can work with that to maintain independent living. So in a 3-month period, we looked at 29 older adults going through the functional fitness MOT. We interviewed them at the end, and on the whole, they felt that their understanding of physical activity hadn't changed much, except the importance of balance and potentially of sitting less. They felt it changed some of their behaviour. They were certainly much more aware of physical activity opportunities locally that they could engage in. The staff felt it was a useful tool. They felt that older people got a lot out of it, and they felt there was benefit in running an FFMOT, but felt perhaps because of space, time and resources it might be better to run it outside of the clinic setting. And therefore future work will look at whether or not we can set up a referral service where physiotherapists can refer people to an MOT outside of the physiotherapy service. So I think one of the main impacts we hope is that if we have a quantum shift, even just by a few % of activity levels in the older population, they will have a better quality of life, and more importantly our healthcare providers, social care providers will have more of a chance of dealing with this large population of older people.